Hey, all, Doug with D&E in the garage. Alright, I've talked a lot on this channel in various videos about the knife I carry every day. Alright, the Benchmade Axis Flipper. The problem with this, and while I do love this knife, is I can't in good conscience endorse this as the best, most economical everyday carry knife. It is what I carry every day now, but I never used to. This was a gift, and I do cherish it, and I love this knife. I've talked enough about it, though. I'm going to put it away now. What I'd like to talk about today is the knife that I think, and I know from experience, is the best budget everyday carry knife, all right? If you have under $30 to spend, but you need a knife that you're going to carry every single day and is always going to get the job done, this is the knife right here. Gerber Paraframe II. I bought this knife about 4 years ago, and I carried it daily every single day for 2 years. During that time I was working in a warehouse. I was opening boxes, hitting staples with it. I've done a ton of car repair, i.e. cutting through radiator hoses. I've cut through cans with this thing. I've used it as a screwdriver. I've used it as a pry bar. I've used it as a bottle opener. You can't imagine the stuff I've put this knife through. And it is held up better than any knife I've ever had. And it was $24. I paid $24 for this knife. All right? That alone should be all you need to know. To be able to get a reliable knife by a reputable company for $24, that's enough right there. But there is more. I submit that this knife is the perfect dimensions for an everyday carry. All right? Overall length, 8 1/4 inches with a 3 1/4 inch cutting blade. What that means is you can get a good purchase on this handle to get any amount of work done. Right? This thing feels secure in your hands, which cannot be said of all cheap knives. All right? The most important dimension, plus it's got a long enough cutting blade to get some work done. Right? It's not a 2-inch pen knife, but you're not carrying around an 8-inch Bowie knife either. All right? The most important dimension, though, by far, in my opinion, is the width. It's just over 1/4 inch wide, thick. All right? That is huge when you're carrying something in your pocket every day. All right, I carry my knife inside my pocket with the clip on the outside like this. All right, then I have to reach my hand in behind it every time I have to go into my pocket. A thick knife like this one is, I catch my hand on this all the time. If I'm wearing some jeans that are a little too snug that day, sometimes I can't get my hand in my pocket. I have to pull the knife out. You know what I mean? That never happens with this knife. Look how slim it is. All right, just over 1/4 inch thick for a knife with a 3 1/4 inch cutting blade and an 8 1/2 inch length overall. That's rare to find. A lot of times, what do? They put plastic scales on a cheap knife like this. They thicken it, they make the handle feel less secure, and eventually your plastic scales break off. You know what I mean? They crack. This knife is all metal. The only thing that is worn out a little bit, and through 2 years of hard use, actually 4 years, I carried it every day for 2 years, and now it's been a beater, kick-around knife, you know, bottom of the tool bag, camping bag type thing. The only thing that's gone a little bit, you can see there's some play that was not there when I bought it. And that's because right at the pivot point here, there are some plastic bushings, and they've worn out. I suppose I could probably take it apart, maybe get a hold of them, but honestly, it's not really affecting the way it works. It is secure when you go to lock it, all right? It stays closed when it's not locked open. It does have assisted open here. It doesn't have that back flip like so many knives today do, but I don't mind. It doesn't need that. Once you've carried it for a few days, you get real comfortable with it. You can do everything you need to one-handed. And it's got the belt clip. It is not a reversible belt clip, so if you are left-handed or you carry it in a way that most people don't, you're not going to be able to switch it around, but it's a $24 knife, all right? The belt clip has gotten a little loose on me. That's partly my fault. At one point I tried to disassemble this knife. I wanted to paint it lime green. You can still see some of the remnants of that on the inside. Wasn't able to get it apart because these Torx bits are so tight from the factory. I broke like 3 bits, the tip of it off, before I finally gave up on it. So I ended up masking the blade off. That was a foolish thing to do, but it's the kind of experiment you can do with a $24 knife. You know what I mean? The construction on this knife and the blade quality, all right? I just sharpened this the other day after 4 years. It's still totally possible to get a good razor sharp edge on this thing, all right? Now you can't say that of all knives, all right? There are knives you bring out of the box and you can't get them sharp enough. And I did that rough. I did that with my Lansky stone. That sharpen I did with an axe, a Lansky axe stone. This is the stone I use on my axes and hatchets. It's what I had around. I quickly touched this thing up, you know what I mean? And I was able to get that edge on it, all right? You can't do that with the Chinese knockoff knives, all right? Even some SOG and stuff, and they're good knives. SOG knives, I found I can't get them sharp enough to be satisfactory, you know? This is by far the best knife I've ever owned for the money. $24. I'm sure they're still $24. I got it at Walmart 4 years ago. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon. You can get them directly through Gerber. You can find them just about anywhere. Gerber is a huge name in knives, all right? If you are looking for a reliable daily knife, all right, and you're not a multi-tool guy. I know multi-tool guys, you look for something different. I don't carry a multi-tool daily. I like one blade. I'll find a toolbox for the rest of it. Or I'll use this thing. Like I said, this is a pry bar. It's a hammer. It's a screwdriver. You can see that tip has been broken off and redefined a couple times from, you know, trying to use it as a screwdriver on something. This is the knife. I put my full endorsement behind this thing. I love this knife. All right. It's like a cheap pair of sunglasses. You know, you can't lose it. You can't break it. It's $24. You know what I mean? If you're looking for the knife that you're going to carry every day and you're not trying to spend a lot on a Benchmade or a Spider or even a buck knife, you know what I mean? Go find one of these. They also make a smaller version of this. It's about, what would I say? The overall length on that one's probably about 3.5 inches. The blade's probably 1 3/4 inches, something like that. Exact same knife, exact same appearance and construction, just smaller. If you like a smaller knife, that one is probably about $14. All right, I'll put some links down below, but you're not going to have to look far to find a Gerber Paraframe. They sell them everywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I've wanted to do it for a while because I know I did a couple other knife reviews, and the knives in the reviews were either really expensive or ridiculously inexpensive, or they were multi-tools. This is honestly what I stand behind the most. You know what I mean? Go get yourself a Gerber Paraframe. You are not going to regret that decision, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found it entertaining. I don't know, maybe even educational in some way. A little bit helpful. If you did, by all means, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with a friend. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you think I'm doing. I get so many interesting comments on these knife reviews. People are very passionate about their knives, and they never seem to agree with my particular take. I don't mind. I love reading them. I will get back to you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.